3, 2, 1. Blast off!
Welcome to the doghouse.
Welcome to the doghouse. This is Cam over here.
This is Cobb.
And
Welcome
boy,
to the
oh
fucking doghouse.
boy.
Are we unprepared?
Nah,
Oh, well.
we got some juicy content for you.
Oh God.
What?
You're being you.
Me being hyped up. Oh,
All up in the
My bad.
camera.
My
It's
bad.
great. I like it. Oh man.
well, anyways. I know I'm a character, Cameron.
Yep.
You gotta
Always been one.
you just gotta deal with it, bro.
I can
That's
deal
just
with
the
it.
way it is with me.
Yep.
And for you people out there,
Not all
you
the
better
people.
understand it too.
All 25 of y'all.
I'm never gonna change either. Don't let me
You
near a
haven't
damn.
in
Don't
fucking
let me
10
near a
years.
Walgreens. I tell you what,
Especially with the eggs being as expensive as they are.
you damn right. And lately, my boy over here, he about to start hitting up Lowe's too because he having to buy lumber.
Yeah, dude, that shit.
Reaming him a new one.
I
Reaming it out. Homeboy's got a hole like this in the back end.
not that. Maybe not that big. They
Okay,
giving
this
me
big.
they giving me
It's
the
like
PP.
a 4x4 win that motherfucker.
They oh my god. Dude, those videos you see of like, people skateboarding or whatever, and then I don't know if you've seen them, but then just getting impaled by things they land
Oh
on.
my god, dude.
That's what that made me think of. Those are rough.
Jesus. Dude,
Or like a
That's
jar.
there was a video I saw one
Didn't.
time, and it scarred me for life, and I can remember it clear as day now.
Was it a
And
dude
I
in a
can't
jar?
show you guys, unfortunately, because it was very graphic. It was a man
In a jar.
No, he was
Y'all know.
he was committing an act in Minecraft. He was what the fuck do you say it? How do you say it again?
Like cosplay.
Unaliving himself. There was like a recording of a guy.
What?
And, yeah.
I have never
and
seen that.
The guy jumped off a building and landed. Like those like concrete pillars like out front of Walmart.
Yeah.
He like jumped off a hotel roof and landed on one of those, and it literally went straight up his. And he just sat down on that.
Oh, I was thinking Target. I was thinking the big balls.
No, like the Walmart, like the
Walmart.
concrete yellow pillar things that's out front.
Yeah, like at the fire lanes normally, so you don't park.
It's like
Ugh.
that. It's like he
Good
like landed on one of
God.
those and just went.
Why did you say Minecraft?
Because usually that's another thing to say. Like if you he killed himself in Minecraft. It's so you're not
you're not
saying-
flagged. Nice.
Yeah. In Minecraft,
He
this
oofed
happened.
himself.
Yeah, he oofed. Big goof. Big goof. And homeboy became he became a part of the LGBTQ plus community.
What?
Second. When he hit the
Why did you say that?
he was a concrete sexual before he died.
Oh God, dude! Of all the ways to go, man,
Dude,
that's like right up there with like dying in a porta potty.
I don't know about that, dude. I don't know.
Could you imagine dying in one though?
Dude, imagine one of those pillars.
Yeah. I mean, it
Going
had
up
to have been
your-
quick though.
Your hoo-ha. And I mean, yeah, he fucking died.
I mean,
in Minecraft.
Yeah. He oofed.
He did big oof.
But no, imagine oofing in a porta potty. Have you ever thought about how do you think
would
you're
be okay? You would not be alive. Why would it matter?
Why would it matter if you landed on a pillar?
Well,
it matters. I feel like it matters. I mean, I want to go in my sleep.
He had to feel something for a second.
How
there.
far? I wonder how high it was.
I don't know. I think I remember he was like fucking 4 or 5 stories up or something like that. I don't know.
Ooh.
It was a long
I
way.
don't know.
It was some wild stuff, and it's very sad.
You ever thought about how you would die? You ever put any thought into that?
Hope old age in my bed.
Me too, dude.
Or maybe, I don't know, maybe in a hospital. I don't know. What would be better for my wife?
You know what I don't
know.
understand?
That would be one thing. I don't know. I don't see how people say that. Like, oh, I'm gonna pass away in my bed, and that's how I'm gonna die happy. Because, like,
I feel
you're
like, I
like
would
your
want it to be.
significant other has to wake up to find you dead.
Well, I mean, there's one thing about just old age, and you kind of know it's coming.
Yeah.
But as far as what would you rather have? Something unexpected or expected? Like cancer? Like, you know, if you're told you have cancer and you got 6 months, would you rather know that, or would you rather just at that 6 months you just die?
To be honest, I hate to say it, but I would want it to be unexpected, because I mean, my significant other, my wife, my children, they're not going to sit there for 6 months and be like, oh, dad's going to pass away soon. And, you know, you have to have the whole pity party for that whole time. And everybody's just kind of like on edge around you. And they're like, you know, I feel like it's a smoother transition if it's just kind of like just sudden
happens.
But I would hope sudden at an old age.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. But I mean, there's like pros and cons to knowing and not knowing. Like, I'm conflicted because on one hand, if you had 6 months to live and you knew it, like, oh, there you go, bud. Like, at least you could spend those 6 months, you know, making the good memories with your family and stuff versus going to work every day and nothing really changing about your life as it is now, and then just bam, you die.
Yeah.
So
I mean, there's the pros and cons of it. There's like, you gotta like weigh it out. There is a lot of pros and cons to it. And like you said, I would love to like know,
vacations
and then go on a vacation, make sure. But like, okay, you're gonna go have fun and everything, but at the same time, in the back of everybody's mind, it's gonna be
like this. This is our last time we're doing this.
Yeah,
this will be the last. Yeah, that sucks too. But that's like my whole defense on, like we said, cancer, like with chemotherapy and stuff. Like, I feel like I would rather not take the chemotherapy because some people are good with it. I know there's a chance that you can completely survive,
I feel like if you're at a young age, that would be a good chance. But if like you're like 65, 70,
if even 50, like, I just feel like I would rather be the same person I am in those 6 months versus a year of, you know, lose my hair, be frail, sick all the time. Like, it's, I don't know.
I mean, it doesn't get to that point for everybody, though. It doesn't.
Because, but that's the whole thing. It does affect people differently, but I feel like everyone's got that.
It all depends on the severity of the cancer that you have. Like, you have, like, if you're deep, well, no, it's not that. It's the severity of it. Like, if it's, like, really, really bad, like, you know, you have, like, stage 1 cancer, stage 5 cancer.
And there can be, like, benign, I think is the word for it, where it's, like, it's not growing, but it can affect you with what it is. Yeah. But normally that's just a surgery where they go in and cut it out. But normally when they do chemo, it is severe because it's spread.
Well, I mean, they don't. Well, no, I mean, that's not the case because I mean, any form, the only treatment for cancer is pretty much chemo at the moment.
No. Dude, there's like, if you have a cancerous tumor, they go and take it out. Well, skin cancer, they cut off your skin grafts.
Like, I mean,
but like different. Lung cancer, you know, probably
you can't do a skin graft on lung cancer.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like those, you probably is what you need it for. Testicular, I would think they just kind of cut your nuts off.
I need that.
What do you think?
I don't need any more kids.
Dude, want to talk vasectomies? Want to talk those?
Well, okay. I guess we're done with that topic, yeah. So, yeah, cancer sucks. But yeah, vasectomies. When do you plan on getting one?
And we're gonna go back to that because
Okay.
stuff's expensive. Funerals, but we'll get back to that.
Oh my goodness.
No, but yeah, I'm thinking about getting one. I mean, it all depends if I can. I don't know. I haven't really done a lot of research as far as the what do they call it, where you save some in case you do decide you want another one.
Sperm bank.
Yeah.
And then you save some.
Yeah,
for later
you
on.
make a deposit.
Mm-hmm. I think like that's like it's like kind of like buying. I think
It's-
it's kind
it's
of like
rental.
buying. Yeah, yeah.
It's
that's what I'm
not.
saying.
Yeah, it's like
It's not like one
renting
fee.
a space. And I've heard some people say it's not cheap,
No, I don't think it is.
but
It can't be cheap because they have to have it like climate controlled in a way. Not climate controlled, but they have to have it in something to keep it like frozen or whatever the hell they do to it to keep it active at all times. And I mean, it takes a lot of manpower to kind of keep it in there in space. And I mean, I don't see a huge warehouse.
it's a lot of manpower to get it in there too.
Yeah, you want to talk about
Oof.
that too because I actually.
About your manpower to get stuff into sperm banks.
No, I'm talking about like to get it into the cup and everything or whatever you
Get
want
it into the cup.
Yeah, well, I mean, because that's actually a very big topic with people that actually go through, sperm banks or they do IVF, which is when you struggle to have a child and then you have to go to a doctor, and that's actually a pretty good subject. I would like to talk about it because it's like very insane how they can do it nowadays. But
We can go deeper
everybody
into it later, deeper dive.
Well, we can talk
Or
about it a
talk
little bit
about it
now.
now,
It's
doesn't
going to
matter.
take quick. But I mean, main thing is like, dude, like the rooms they put you in to do
I've
it.
heard they're weird.
I've heard there was a guy, a podcast I listened to. I've talked about it before. Him and his wife were trying for another child, and then he was just talking about it because he had to go in there and do it himself. And literally, it was like the saddest room possible. He's like, they stuck me in like a fucking mop closet. And there was like a chair in there, and they had like a puppy pee pad on the fucking chair, and like a
Ew.
small TV with some and like the pad, like he said
Photography
there was
on
like
it.
little stains on it or something. He's like, you could tell like maybe they didn't change it, and then it's just like, and there's like weird shit on the walls, and you're like, oh god.
Yeah, I don't know about
And,
that.
He said it was like the craziest. It's the most saddest place possible, and they have like the stereotypical DVDs on the fucking right there with a DVD player, and it's like Hot Moms #5.
I never got that. No, I'm gonna be dead honest. You want to talk about ography? Like, if you ever walked into one of those shops, just to look with your old lady or something.
Might dabble with it. I've never looked in that section though because it's like we're in the new age. Why the fuck? Am I looking at
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Since we're in this new age, most of them are discounted, so they throw them in the front to try to get rid of them.
Mm-hmm.
But you see, like, Big Booty's Gone Wild 34. It's like, Jesus.
Yeah.
How much money did they make off the first 34 of them to make a 35th?
Dude, back in the day, though, man. I mean, back in the day, they
I mean, that was pretty much all you had.
Killing, dude.
Yeah.
Well, you had that, and you had
That's
magazines. That's another thing, though, too. The magazines,
God, a
dude.
magazine.
That was how I was introduced to that shit. My buddy, we talked about Jace.
Maybe.
I think we did. But anyways,
What do you have,
we
a good
talked
old
about it a little
Playboy
bit.
or what's
Yeah.
the other one?
Oh no, that was in the last
Penthouse,
episode.
I
The
think.
episode we didn't post. We talked
Yeah,
about Jace.
we did talk about
But
this.
anyways, yeah, his dad had a big ass crate of magazines from back in the day.
Great.
Like literally, it was like a storage container.
Probably worth money now.
Oh yeah, and the thing was packed full of them, and he had them like in his little shed that was like run down. So me and Jace would go in there and be like, "Yeah, what we gonna look at today, boy?" And fucking, we like pick our own magazines out. I take one to the house. I'd be like,
Oh my
"Fuck yeah, boy! Look at that bush right there." Damn, she
I was
getting
very
it.
predominant back in the day.
Huh?
No Brazilian, no nothing. Just let
yeah,
her
dude. All
let her ride.
natural. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, I would get the magazines and whatnot. But yeah, pretty good antidote. That's how I got really started with it. That was my entrance to
Cool. I don't think you're supposed to say that. I don't
can.
know. You can? Oh,
Yeah,
that's
you
cool.
can, but
Cool.
don't go crazy with it, but
Though I thought that's why everyone says corn star. Like, I know you've seen those TikToks where a lady will pop up. Yeah, I became a corn star, and it's like skip.
Oh, well, maybe
They have
YouTube
a piece of
might
corn
flag
and then a
us, but
star, and it's like
they might not catch it.
that's one thing I never got was OF.
OnlyFans.
Yeah, I never got that. There's like we're talking about this new age. There's so much free. Why?
I guess more personal.
But you know what's funny?
I guess the main thing is too, like, okay, if you're like, I'm sorry, but if you're like really deep into the trenches online, like you watch a lot of creators online, YouTube and Twitch and stuff like that, you know, you have like women streamers like that. My bad.
Yeah.
But you have women streamers.
I know you can
know,
ask them to do things too. That I guess. I mean, cool.
It's like
this one has your name on it.
I don't know if they're like, you know, high level like that, like very popular streamers, if they do that, but you know, other ones, you know, they will. But I mean, like you watch these people religiously. I mean, you can go on there and they offer that because you have people that like just love them as a creator, and then it's just like, oh yeah, let me see you. Let me see your tits.
Let me see that butthole.
Yeah, let me see what you're doing, and then they'll pay for it.
It was the bad thing is it was a really good concept though.
Yes.
OnlyFans, because you remember Will, right?
Yeah.
He was a photographer and everything.
Was he helping a bunch of women with OnlyFans?
I mean, he did that, but he also used OnlyFans. But he used it because a guy that is like a really famous photographer, I cannot remember what he said his name was, but he posted videos of him editing, and you could subscribe and watch how he edited his stuff so you could take, and that's what OnlyFans was.
Well, yeah, that's how it really started.
It started so you could go on there, find somebody or find someone building, you know, a good carpenter, like how to build a picnic table. Here's videos, and it's like, oh, you know, $4, and you can visually view everything step by step and understand things better. I'm sure there was multiple uses for it, but then it turned into a corn site.
Well, I mean, there's no problem with that. I mean, I'm actually very glad because, you know, even popular porn stars, whatever the fuck YouTube wants me to say, even popular porn stars are able to go on there and recreate their own. They can create their own stuff. Like, I mean, stuff like the, you know, porn stars you see on, like, you know, the hub. You'll see them on there. They go to it because that's their own business. All the profit, all the money is theirs.
It's all theirs.
Because,
except for what they got to give.
Agencies, they're not having to fucking give a cut to like.
Well, they still give a cut, but probably not near as much. I mean, the site.
I mean,
they get like probably a percentage.
Because from what I've heard before, the stars and stuff like that, they do that and they work through those, you know, the agencies or whatever it is you want to call them, websites. They get really fucked over.
Oh, I can imagine.
I mean, you would be surprised. I've heard people talk about it. They get so fucked over money wise, and then the company keeps so much money.
But I mean, and don't get me wrong, unless there's a bunch of corn stars watching, I don't think that's
you can
really.
Watch, I don't care.
I mean, I really wouldn't care how much I was getting paid to an extent. I mean,
what? You wouldn't care how much you're getting paid?
To an extent. Being a porn star?
You wouldn't care how much you're getting paid?
I mean, I would to an extent, but I mean, they could fuck me out of money, and I'd still be like, it was a good day's worth of work. I mean, I had a good day at work. Can you imagine?
I mean, some of them. You also have to think.
Some of them are rough though, because you know you probably got to stick to a very strict diet, exercise regimen. You know, bleach your butthole.
They also have to go
wax everything.
Tested for everything regularly. They have to do a lot, and it's a long process. But I mean, they want to get, because I mean, a lot of the times though, dude. I mean, yeah, they might sound like they're enjoying it. I mean, I've watched podcasts where I'm sure it's before. Not.
Can you imagine?
And I mean, they're like, yeah, I might enjoy it a little bit, but it's like
I need a notepad because things come to me and then they slip away.
Man. Yeah.
But continue. I'm gonna try to remember.
I mean, they might enjoy it a little bit, but it's like it's not to the point where, you know, it's like, they can fuck me over with money. And I'll just forget it.
No.
Because I mean, a lot of the time, you know, a lot of these women as well, they have husbands. They have relationships with other people. Yeah, I mean, it's strictly business. It's strictly work. I mean,
okay. Could you? Don't lie. Could you be in a relationship with someone like that unless like you just didn't want to have sex?
I mean, they make fucking crazy money though.
But they're getting so fucked over. You just said.
I mean, if they did
I mean,
their
it's
only
like
thing-
if
they did
she
their
was like
own
a
thing on,
stripper or
like,
something,
OnlyFans or
I could.
like that, I mean, it's no problem.
Yeah, like I said, OnlyFans or something. Yeah, but I'm talking about full fledged, like Johnny sins all up in her guts that morning, and then she comes home and cooks you dinner, and then wants to kiss all over you after she's had his.
I don't know. I don't want to get into
Schlong in her mouth.
that.
I don't think that'd be hard, man. Unless I had a
I'll be a
daggum
damn
donkey rocket.
Stay-at-home dad, though.
Yeah,
That's fucking dude. She'd be making fucking killer money. I mean,
I wonder. I feel like you'd have to be swingers. I feel like y'all would have to. I don't feel like you could be committed because what would?
I mean, that's not necessary. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't feel
She's
like
out
a lot
working 5 days a week.
I mean, it's work though. I mean, that's the thing. What you think?
This
she's
is
just doing
This
it
is
most
finally
of
the thing you debate me on.
I mean,
You're
just
saying if you're
I stand. I mean, they're they're normal people. They can have regular lives like everybody else.
That. All I'm
And
saying
I mean,
is,
people just
I
have
feel
that
like
mindset where it's like, it's work. You do what you got to do. I mean, you get paid for it and whatnot. And I mean, it's mostly another thing is like it's the emotional attachment. I mean, she's not like sitting there being like, oh, I love this man, or oh, I want to do this.
she says it though.
I mean,
I know it's
act.
acting.
Yeah,
it's acting.
But it's like, oh, I want to do this.
Yeah.
And because I just love them or whatever. It's like mostly in their minds, they're probably thinking it's a paycheck.
Yeah.
And I mean,
but like I said, I just feel like as a husband to one or a wife or whatever, you would. Like I said, I feel like you would
honestly,
be swingers.
I don't think I could do it, but I can put myself in somebody else's shoes,
Yeah.
and then think and understand why they would do it.
Imagine she comes home from work and just be like, "Man, today was rough. Today was a hard day," and you're just sitting there like, "I want to fucking shoot myself, oof myself."
Long day.
Rough, long, hard day.
Long,
my
so
cursor
long.
was just riding
my
my
God,
ass.
I was working double time today. You know what I'm talking about? Rough, hard.
You definitely wouldn't want to hear about work. How was your day? Just say okay, or small. It was a short day. That'd be the only thing she could say to me ever. It was a short day. She'd have
Short
to do.
days with me.
She would have to if she did lesbian porn. I think I could do it. What do you mean? That might make me rude or biased or whatever, but I just feel like that would be. I feel like I don't know. You can't tell me it would be better.
I mean, it would be.
Like then, I could watch the videos and be like, yeah, that's my girl.
What if she was like, I love her, Cameron. I don't want to be with you anymore because I just.
That it does have to do with me, but it's not like, how do I say it? Something that a man can't control.
Yeah. I mean, you can't control it, yeah. I mean, it's all a part of it. Yeah. I don't know. We can get
all right.
Subject.
Funerals. Dude. I don't understand why people are still being buried. It just seems like such a, I don't want to say old thing to do, but I feel like it was very, like, something that just started in older days and is still coming up, but we haven't broke through that. There's so many other options now.
There is.
And, I mean, I just feel, I know people want to pay respects to their family and everything, but, man, when I die, just cremate me, man. Like that, I don't care. It's probably one of the cheapest options. Or, I have seen something I would like to do.
And actually, cremating, I don't know. It just depends. You would need to like really have a talk with somebody if you want to be cremated on what they should do with your ashes when you die.
Yeah, I mean,
because like,
here's my thing.
I
don't care.
I'm not trying to. Yeah, I mean,
I'm
not trying to talk shit, I guess. But like, I don't know. My grandfather, he was cremated, and you know where he's at.
What, on the mantle or something in an attic?
No, in the dark corner of my mother's closet for 15 years, and then now he's at my uncle's house. I don't know what he's doing, but I mean, he's just kind of like, and he sat in a cardboard box.
I mean, but that's my thing. Yeah, and I mean, I still got some of my dad.
Yeah.
That I gotta dump. It's hard though. It's hard to find a place you wanna.
Yeah.
Do it at.
Yeah, I mean,
any vacation I go on, I'll normally bring some and somewhere that I'm like, wow, this is an amazing spot. Like when I was in Tennessee, I think we're at a dam or something, and we went right to the middle of it. And I'm like, man, this is a beautiful area. So I threw some out. But yeah, I mean, heck, he's in my attic right now. So
watching over us like yes. Jesus.
Actually, he's at my old house. He's not even here.
What direction is that? That's probably that way somewhere.
Yeah, it's over there. But
pay my respects to you.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't care though. I mean, I'm dead. I mean, one thing I did see that was really cool that they're doing. It looked like a big old sack they put you in and like put a tree on top of you. I would like to do something like that. I always said for a while that I would want to be a fruit tree, but then I kind of thought about it. I'm like, oh, that's probably not the best fucking thing. Yeah. Someone eating an apple, like, and you're like, that's mine. Like my son or his child when he gets older or whatever. Like, no, that's mine. That's my grandpa tree.
What's wrong with that though? I mean, that'd be pretty cool though.
It is cool. I mean, it's like you're still giving something. So
I mean, you won't be alive by the time. They won't be alive by the time it grows up to produce.
I was gonna say, yeah, like you're still not there. Like everything would have been broken down and long gone. Like you're not like, I don't know. It's just the thought of like the tree made the apples from nutrients from you. It's kind of like but I mean, that's how every fruit tree, anything is. I mean, it's all from anything that died to make the soil nutritious.
Good fertilizer, though. Very good fertilizer. Yeah.
Can we take a quick break? I got to piss like hell.
We'll be right back. All right, we're back.
All right. Yeah. But anyway, like I was saying, I just feel like it's an old thing that we still do. Like, they're trying to improve it as far as... My thing is space. Mm-hmm. Like, in 200 years, all these cemeteries, they're still going to be there. Yeah. Like, they're talking... Like, they don't want their loved ones and everything desecrated later on, but eventually, something's going to happen.
I mean,
how many people die a day and still getting buried is crazy. Like, they do the mausoleums, which is still weird to me for the same reason. You know what I'm talking about, where they, like, stack everyone on top of each other, and it's like a little cubby hole.
That's a little weird to me.
You know they sell insurance on those? It's like a 30-year insurance policy. Wow. Yeah, to keep it from leaking.
You know, that's the only way. Actually, a quick fact. That's the only way they bury people in Louisiana. No
kidding. They don't do ground no more?
No, they never did it because the bodies would fucking float up out of the ground. Because
I heard they were putting like cages in the ground or like layering some concrete underneath.
Yeah, I mean,
but like I said, I just feel like there's so many better ways to do that now. Because I mean, like I said, you could be a tree. Oh, they also take your ashes, I believe, and make like fake coral. Yeah, and they're like building reefs. I swore I heard that. I mean, they can turn you into a record. I mean, they can turn you into glass.
Dude, that'd be fucking wild.
I know. Imagine being your favorite record. That would be cool.
I mean,
to an extent, because in 100 years, there probably won't even be a record player no more.
Yeah, and they'll be like, this looks cool.
Cool. Be shattered from some kids buy you at a yard sale.
Grandson will grab it and fucking throw it against the wall. Or my great-grandson will grab it.
Like I said, there's just so many other options, and it is so damn expensive to be buried. It really is.
I do the caskets alone. I've heard of they
can get up to like they can get up to whatever number.
Wild
but I think bare minimum is like $25,000-$30,000.
So to what?
For
what?
Yeah,
Put you straight in the fucking ground.
exactly. Never to be seen again.
And the wood just rots.
But here's my thing: like my grandpa and a lot of people, I've had a pretty good bit of family die.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many times I've been to their gravesite?
Not that many times. Maybe once.
Because I mean, it feels to me. I know some people will probably get like a comfort from it. It just like when I think about my family, I want to think about all the great times we had, all the fun things we did. Like I said, just the good times. But when I go to the cemetery and I go to their grave, it's just like all you can think about is their funeral, like how they died, when you ended up there last.
Yeah.
It reminds you of how sad you were, how hard it was to lose them, and that's why I can't.
Yeah.
Or you think about them in the hospital instead of just like you're out fishing and all of a sudden, bam, I remember fishing with my granddad.
Mm.
That was a good time. I hooked him in the ass with my pole and he screamed bloody murder first time and the only time I ever heard him cuss.
That's the saddest thing though, man. Like you said though, I mean,
but yeah,
my grandmother, she passed away, and she was buried in casket and all on gravesite. And the only time I've been there is at her funeral when they put her in the ground.
See, that's what I'm saying.
I've thought about going there, and I just like kind of get lost in life and everything. And then I've got to make my way to go over there one day because I'd like to go out there and visit it. But
I mean, I need to too, but
yeah, I mean it's something, and that's the other thing too. When dude, I fucking hate it, and I hate it, man. When she passed away, man. I hate the fact of where I worked, like, stopped me from seeing her before she passed away.
Oh, that's when you were working at the prison, wasn't it?
I was working at the prison,
Damn.
so you couldn't have a cell phone or anything on you at the time. Everything was done through radio communications. So, I mean, my mother and all of them, I guess they didn't really realize that. I probably told them 1,000 times, but, they didn't realize that. So they were over there calling me, oh, Granny's about to pass away. She's about to pass away. And then it got to the point where she had called my wife and was like, hey, this is what's going on. And at that point, it was just like, it was like very early in the morning when she did it too. I think we were like, it was like right when I was getting ready for work. Damn. And then like, I think when the message got relayed to her, it was like, getting close to that time, and then I was like already at work because I mean like 6 a.m. hit, my phone's in the truck and I'm already away from it. So it was early in the morning. My wife had to call the prison, and then they had to like hit me up on the radio, and they're like, hey, come up here. And I had to go up there, and they're like, oh, something, I can't even remember. I don't even think what they even told me, and I like didn't figure out until I was like they just told me like your wife was calling us and she needs to get a hold of you. So I went out to my truck, and then my wife had to tell me right then and there. And it had already been like fucking an hour by the time it should happen. Damn, so it fucking sucked.
I know you never told me that.
Yeah, no, that's one thing. That's what I told that when I got to my employer after that. As I was telling people that, and I said that was like one of the main things. I was like, I wasn't getting paid shit anyways there. Yeah. Fucking hated it. I fucking hated working there because it felt like you were in the prison too for 8, 9 hours
technically you were.
You were. And I mean, because you couldn't have any freedom.
But you're saying felt like a prisoner. You didn't have your phone. You didn't have.
Yeah. I mean, I had more freedom, but
probably couldn't smoke or any of that.
You could smoke cigarettes.
Really? I thought they completely banned cigarettes from prison. Oh,
no.
I didn't know
you
that.
Couldn't bring e-cigarettes in there, though. That was one thing. And then when I quit smoking while I was working at the prison, that was the hardest shit ever.
Or you transferred to vaping.
Yeah.
That's what you mean,
Yeah.
right?
When I transferred to vaping, I stopped smoking cigarettes, then I went to vaping, and then it was just like I had to like go to like the higher ups out there and be like, hey, can I bring this in? And they're like, fuck you, no. And I'm like, dude, fuck. So that was really tough. But yeah, once I got out of there, that's what I pretty much told everybody was the main reason. I was paid shit. There's nowhere to go. And then I felt like I was in fucking prison all day. And then it's like if ever anything urgent ever happened, you figured out way later on because you had no fucking communications to anybody outside the prison.
I mean, especially now, it could be like, oh, we're having a rush, say your son, something happened, he broke his arm or something, and it's like, oh, we're going to the hospital and they can't get a hold of you. Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, that fucking sucked.
Fuck that.
Yeah, it did. But, I don't know. Speaking of death, dude.
Yeah.
You want to know something else?
You smirking. What's up?
You want to know what else just died recently?
What?
Justin Roiland.
His fucking career's dead.
Justin Roiland's career died pretty recently because there was a case brought up against him for domestic violence and false imprisonment in the state of California.
False imprisonment?
Yeah. I don't know the full details, but that was a part of the case. Yeah, it was something to do with one of his ex-girlfriends, and some shit happened, and he had that case pop up. And whenever that happened, the case came out, all that shit started coming out, and it was put out in the public. A bunch of people also came out with more shit on what he was doing. So, I don't know. We'll go over that first. We've got an article we can talk about regarding Justin Roiland and his domestic violence charges and shit like that. So, right here, we got Rick and Morty co-creator Justin Roiland faces felony domestic violence charges. Roiland was charged with domestic battery and false imprisonment in May 2020 after an incident with a woman he was dating, according to a criminal complaint. Jesus. There's Justin Roiland right there. Mastermind behind Rick and Morty. Justin Roiland, the star and co-creator of the animated comedy series Rick and Morty, has been charged with felony domestic violence in Orange County, California, in connection with a 2020 incident, according to a criminal complaint filed in May 2020 by the Orange County District Attorney. He appeared in court Thursday for a pretrial hearing, and Roiland pleaded not guilty in 2020. In a statement, one of Roiland's attorneys wrote that his client is innocent and he expects the case will be dismissed. We'll just skip all this. Let's see. Okay, so the complaint states that incident occurred on or about January 19th, 2020, against an anonymous Jane Doe who was dating Roiland at the time. According to Orange County Superior Court records, Roiland pleaded not guilty to both charges in October 2020. Since then, the case has been the subject of more than a dozen court hearings, including pretrial hearings. A trial date is not currently set. This stuff has been updated. Let's see. Okay. Details of the case, including police body cam footage, police reports, abuse investigation reports, medical reports, and recordings of interviews are currently being withheld from the public under a protective order. The affidavit in support of Roiland's arrest is also sealed.
So why is it all popping up now, though?
I don't know. Bad blood. But we'll dive deep into it a little bit more.
It's just weird.
Let's see. There was...
Because it's 2023 now.
Okay, let's just start here. Over the past 3 years... Well, this happened... I think like 3 months ago, I think it happened. But there was an update really recently. Over the past 3 years, as the domestic violence case has been inched along, Roiland's career has progressed. He released an NFT art collection with over a dozen works in 2021, which sold for over $1.65 million. He released another NFT project in 2022. Roiland also sold his first painting via Sotheby's auction in 2021. If y'all don't know, Roiland also co-created and voiced the main character in Hulu's Solar Opposites, which debuted in 2020 and was renewed for a 5th season in October 2022. Most recently, he was behind Hulu's Koala Man series. I've actually never heard of that.
You haven't? I've been seeing it pop up on Hulu. You should check it out.
I might check it out.
It looks fucking stupid.
Oh, it does.
It does. It's like a middle-aged man that dresses up as a koala, and he's like, "I'm a koala
Jesus.
man," almost like a spoof of Batman. Kind of is what it looks like. I don't know though.
Well, I might check it out. Koala Man series, the first episode of which was released this month. He also had a video game released, High on Life, in 2022. I've seen a lot of like TikToks and whatnot on that, and
it'd be fun to play.
Yeah,
I would like to get it, but
So I mean, that's with that.
So this is all the lead up.
This is like the lead up. This is just kind of like going over what was going on and like who he is. What?
Oh, I didn't know you wanted to. Yeah.
I mean, we don't have any audio playing, but I mean, it's just kind of like leading up to what was going on, who he is. It's just for people, who mostly don't know who he is.
Yeah.
I mean, you might not know. Very, very popular man, very wealthy. I think one of the highest earning animators and one of the most popular shows out.
Or voice actor.
A voice actor.
I'm sure.
I mean, yeah. So, I mean, this whole case started up, and it kind of, usually when a lot of shit like this happens, and it happened to another guy recently, actually. I don't know if everybody knows, but Andrew Callahan of Channel 5, or used to be known as, what was it? Andrew Callahan of, man, what the fuck was it? I don't know. Do you know the guy that would go around and like interview people?
Andrew on the street?
No.
Billy on the street?
Not Billy on the street. He would go out to like this craziest shit, like MAGA Trump rallies or like fucking South Florida spring break.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I can't even remember the original name of it because it's irrelevant now because he got fucked over on that deal and his name was...
Oh, well.
Anyways, I mean, you might know Andrew Callahan of Channel 5. That's his newest thing now. He does a bunch of videos and like some stuff came out about him like, God damn it, what the fuck's the word for it? Sexually assaulting some women. I mean, not like sexually assaulting some women in the past, but not like intense, crazy shit. But it was just like some mild stuff that like.
I mean, so sexual harassment.
Sexual harassment, kind of. I mean, some of them to a point of sexual assault, like, in a way.
That's assault.
Yeah, I mean, there were some things he was kind of touching, and it was a weird thing. But anyways, that came out. But like a lot of people, when that stuff comes out, more and more pile on because a lot of victims just kind of they see that somebody has already jumped out, and It
was like Bill Cosby. I mean, one woman came out, and then fucking
the rest felt
80
comfortable to fucking come out because
no one wanted to be the person that's like your beloved childhood hero is a fucking creep.
Well, then also, if you're the first one, a lot of the times you have to face a lot of legal action.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Easily.
So I mean, anyways,
defamation
that
charges could
happen.
So, it's rough.
So a lot of people started coming out. So we've got something right here. Rick and Morty creator Justin Roiland accused of grooming as domestic violence charges surface.
The hell is grooming?
Like usually like underage girls and shit like that.
No.
And like, I mean, he's not like, it's to the point where you might not be having sex with them, but you're like inching them on, like, oh yeah, like you're like, because usually a lot of the times when grooming is used as a word, it's because you're a person of high power, you're well known, you're famous, you have a lot of money, and then you kind of target, younger or people who aren't at the same level as you, and it's kind of like, I'm this big name that you know of. You see my show, Rick and Morty. I have fucking millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And, you kind of have a power over somebody like that because they kind of feel pressured to interact with you and kind of do what you want.
I see what you mean now.
Yeah, that's kind of grooming. So, it's such a predictable, disappointing cycle. It seems that every few weeks we hear about a beloved or once beloved creator being accused of sexual misconduct or being charged with a serious felony. Not to sound jaded or anything, but it's almost like a rite of passage these days for liking anyone with a slight amount of fame attached to their name. Unfortunately, this time it was Justin Roiland. In this case, I'm talking about Justin Roiland, the creator of and most prominent voice actor in Rick and Morty. As per the court and a fantastic legal explainer from our own Lisa Dunn, in 2020, Roiland was charged with 1 felony count of domestic battery with corporal injury and 1 felony count of false imprisonment by menace, violence, fraud, and or deceit. In other words, during January 2022, Roiland allegedly struck an ex-girlfriend with such severity that she needed medical care and that he prevented her from leaving their shared home. So, pretty fucking rough. Many of the details remain murky, making it difficult to explicitly comment on the incidents. As it stands, the victim acquired a restraining order against Roiland in October 2020. We're only hearing about all of this now because the trial kept getting pushed back, but Roiland finally attended a pretrial hearing this week. So additional allegations surface. So we've got one right here. This person on Twitter, Arlo, alien face, or at Arlo Cotto. Justin Roiland has a track record of using social media to hit up and exploit vulnerable people and minors, and I believe this is an open secret in the industry. He used my sexual trauma and my love for Rick and Morty to groom me, and I am just one of so many, and I'm so glad this is public. This was literally his response to me telling him about my childhood sexual trauma. At the time, he was drunk, and we were just getting to know each other in context with all the other information about him out there now. Yes, he is a fucking insane creep. So, let's see, open up this picture real quick. We've got... that kind of covers that. Maybe it says, I am not sexually experienced. I have never really been in a consensual situation. I've only ever been used. This is the person, the other person. I've never really been in a consensual situation. I've only ever been used, and I am a bit lost. I want to own my sexuality now, but I am afraid of being objectified, and things are very hard for me. And then Justin Roiland responds, oh no, that's heartbreaking. You know what? You'll get to own it and enjoy it. You just need to be with someone who puts your pleasure at the same level as theirs. Not gonna lie, ... I have kinks around what you just said, but I also am so focused on my partner's pleasure, often above my own. That's not too bad. I mean, it's bad, but it's not too bad.
Saying kinks about basically R wording.
Yeah. So, I mean, it kind of elaborates a little bit more here. So, it kind of... Oh, this says up here, Justin Roiland, your ex, this is a response to what he said. Justin Roiland said, your ex, the girl you told me about, do you talk to her about this stuff? She said, not anymore, but we did, yeah. And he said, what's her Instagram? I want to spy on her. She responded, why OMG? I want to see if she seems like a good person. Don't, it's private anyway. She's an extremely good person. And then, I don't know, I think this is just kind of leading up to it. Okay, let's start with her. I don't know if she would be comfortable with that. We haven't been a great excuse. Interesting. It kind of takes a little bit to elaborate.
Man.
It's yeah. I mean, somebody at this level, just kind of talking to somebody at her level, and talking to her like this. I mean, it's fishy business when he either approaches
you're worried
them.
About who he's telling or who they're telling about their conversation.
I mean, it's like the main thing is when you have somebody at this level that just goes out of their way to communicate with somebody that's not, you know, at their level, I guess. I mean, usually it's a red flag when somebody very popular just kind of pops in on, somebody at our level and it's fucking like, hey, what's going on? You know, something fucking fishy's going on there.
Yeah. No, for sure. It's sad, man. It's sad.
This is not as bad.
As what? Then let's go to that.
This is, so you have that. I mean, this doesn't seem as bad as...
Oh, does he have other bad texts?
Oh, there's multiple people.
Good God.
Okay. So here's another one. The Demon Seed of Davy Jones on Twitter or at Opossum Opunk. This is the same grown man who groomed me from age 15. My entire high school experience was getting sexually groomed by a man I thought was mentoring me. Worst part, he's done so much worse to so many others. He's a violent criminal, and there's no denying it anymore. That's her response to his domestic violence charges. And then, I guess the same chick, linking to my Facebook post again. This was the day I decided to tell everybody. So she's got something else. Here, some more photos we can read up on. Probably gonna be a lot. So
go to the screenshot.
Yeah. Okay, we don't need the
she's
whole
got
backstory.
Screenshots of.
Okay, we don't need a whole backstory. Okay. Okay, today I know that all it means is that I was a lonely, confused, and lost child trying to make me transition to adulthood like we all do. And I thought I had the help of someone who had really figured it all out, at least from my perspective. Today, I know that what happened was not my fault. I was a child. He was 39 years old. I didn't realize he was that old, to be honest. 39 years old. Let me see your water.
Let's see him and get some more. About out.
He's the one who should have taken responsibility and not been predatory towards a child. Unfortunately, this is his thing. I am one of hundreds. This screenshot is from someone who went through something similar with him. I don't know about hundreds, but...
What is it? What did he say?
Yeah. It's kind of hard to dig into it. Okay, here's this. He first messaged me on Twitter in January 2016 after following me a while before that. I was 16 years old. He had been watching my account for a while. He even admitted to that. He had this friend, Christy, who I assumed worked as a predatory scout for him, finding young girls who looked a certain way and trying to set up threesomes for herself and Justin. After briefly telling me about Christy and how he found my account through her, he sends a separate message that reads, quote, "By the way, not sure if I ever told you this, but I think you are insanely hot." And I think, what did she say? She was 16 at the time, or she was in 16. High school. By the way, not sure. Anyways, my reply was literally, "Laugh my fucking ass off. Thanks. I'm not even 18." And he just makes light of it with jokes and continues on with conversation. He mentions how he visits Raleigh ever so often for Squanch games and that he would like to meet up with me next time he's in town. Being a huge Rick and Morty super fan at the time, I know, this was extremely exciting for me. Fast forward a few years, it's now 2019. We have been texting back and forth every now and then for 3 years at that point, and I considered him a really good friend and mentor. I truly believe that he had my best interest in mind, and I thought I was going to learn so much about the entertainment and animation industries through him. It took me years to realize it was always empty promises, an attempt to coerce me into a sexual relationship. June 2019, he sends me a text saying he's finally going to be in town if I...
That's it.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Oh, wait, here we go. 2 to 4. God damn, there's so much.
Is there any pictures? Go down to the last one. I think she said she had screenshots.
But let's try to see what's going on here. He's finally going to be telling if I wanted to meet up. Of course, I said yes and made plans to stay in Raleigh that weekend so I can meet up with him. The days leading up to meeting, he kept texting me the same questions, conveniently forgetting my age so he could go, "Oh, wow, so young. We got to sneak you into bars," and just weird shit like that. He was texting in a way that made me think he was either super drunk or on a lot of drugs, so it was difficult to get any straight answers out of him about what the plans were, and he just kept trying to call me an Uber before I was even in town. Just weird things like that. Squash games launch. Let's see if we can find. Oh. Let's see. I don't know. This is kind of dragged out, and I don't want to hang on it too much. I'm sorry, Jana Waters. I'm sorry.
There are some screenshots on the 404.
Dude, there's so many. There's so much. Okay, let's see. Yeah, 4 of 4. Justin Roiland. Yo. She said, "Oh, hey. What are your plans for tonight?" And then she conveniently blocked it out for some reason. Stop supporting my... Not conveniently. My bad. That's not...
Yeah, that wasn't the correct way.
That's not the correct way to say that. I support the victims.
Inconvenient,
I really
maybe?
do. Huh?
Inconvenient, maybe?
Inconveniently. Stop supporting pedophiles. I'm not the most silent about this, but for those who don't know, Justin Roiland tried to get with me when I was still in high school. We matched on Tinder, and he knew I just turned 18, and I'm far from the only young girl he tried slash succeeded at getting with. Oh, shit. You can barely read it.
Go to the next one,
for
maybe.
what she said.
Just check the next one out.
I don't know. It doesn't even go to
What
another
are
one.
those? It's by the same person.
Well, let's read this. She said, "I was a child, you sick fuck. I want you to know that the people are catching onto your years of messing around with young ass girls at your old nasty age. I've been in contact with many of girls you've hurt. The truth comes, but eventually, and I think it's going to be soon. Count your fucking days." Okay. Oh, she just starts fucking roasting them. What a loser. Can't get bitches your own age, so you use whatever fame you have to get with high schoolers. Okay. Damn. Get them. Okay. Justin Roiland responds, "Are you going to come alone? Hey, what the fuck is ginger beer?" He says, "Haha, it's a good mixer. You're not going to try to R-word me, are you?" "I think so, question mark. My friend will probably have classes or work Thursday." Laugh my fucking ass off. "Bitch, no offense, but if you try anything, I will ruin your career." Ha 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 ha. I'm not a creep, bitch. They keep getting weeded out, thank God. And then he says, how old are you?" 20. Oh, what is this? Huh. This must be another person.
She might have got screenshots from other girls or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've got other things. I mean,
What else?
Yeah,
I mean, this is terrible.
Yeah, no, it is very terrible. I mean, just the way with these, I imagine all these other women are valid and they have good reasons to be posting these things, and he has kind of violated them.
He's probably gonna go away for a while, I'm sure.
Okay, we got this other chick, Veronica. So, with all the Justin Roiland allegations coming out, I thought I'd share my DMs from 2014. Didn't think much of it at the time, but now with all these girl stories, I feel icky. I didn't end up hanging out with him, but wonder what would have happened if I did. I don't know if this one's gonna really gonna lead to anything. Oh shit! You don't have any water.
Nope.
My damn voice, my damn mouth's getting dry.
Yep.
Let's see. The cool thing about past. Oh well, let's see. She says, I'm hoping I can snag one when they release more. Basically, walking distance, yeah. The cool thing about passes is that they never ID you once you have it. We should hang if I'm not too insanely fucked. This is Justin Roiland talking. We should hang if not too insanely fucked. We usually stay at the Hyatt and go to all the Adult Swim things. Yeah, totally. She says, I'm not worried about getting in. I usually figure it out. So, okay, well, this is him. Him saying, have I already told you that I think you are adorable? She says, no, you haven't. Glad you think so. I love Rick and Morty. See. And then he says, do you have a boyfriend? She says, haha, I'm actually not interested in men. She says, do you have a girlfriend? He says, oh, you're not into guys? That's kind of cool. Yeah, I have an amazing girlfriend. You'd like her if you're into girls, unless that's not what you meant. Haha, sorry.
That's weird.
So it kind of seems like he's kind of setting up, trying to set up something weird going on there. Let's see. So that's really with that. This guy just kind of talking about the situation here. So we've got another one. More victims come out. I've got another one here. Justin Roiland here. Familiar face. Oh. Let's see here. So Marty America, Us Dark. So we've got some text here. On September 2015, Justin Roiland followed me on Twitter. I was 16. Of course, I was so excited because I loved Rick and Morty at the time. So I messaged him first, and we started talking every now and then. Some of it very casual, but some parts were 100% weird. Let's see here. It won't even let me. You can't even read the. You can't even read the damn. My bad. Can't even read.
Surprised there's not like a video on his court case or anything.
I don't even know if I got to that point.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Anyways, there was one. I'm trying to think about it. I think it was in this, but you can barely read it because you can't really see the screenshots. Oh, maybe. Well, hold on. Let's see. Maybe it was at the bottom here. Let's see. Oh, here's one. Okay. Yeah. So Justin Roiland texting somebody on Twitter. He says, "You are great." She says, "So are you."
Screen.
My bad.
I wanted them to see it.
There you go. Right here. Justin Roiland. He says, "You are great." She says, "So are you." He says, "Are you going to get Rick and Morty? Are you going to get Morty tattooed on your boob, licking your nipple? Question mark. If not you, then who?" And then she responds, "You should do it." It's a little fucking weird, and I think
I've
was
heard
even
he said
underage.
like creepy things on podcasts and stuff.
Oh yeah, there's another one. Yeah, only if okay. Here's an explanation for it. Only a few messages in, he said this: "Bear in mind that I was 16 and very obviously looked young. Blonde hair and braces, I was just seen as a fantasy to most. Keep that in mind." Blonde hair and braces.
Okay.
Or just the braces part, really, from when we go. And then here's another thing. One of the alleged messages, he also asked the anonymous, then minor, to start cam whoring once she turned 18. Another text showed him calling her jailbait before stating, "You should grow older, you dumb bitch."
Jesus.
Moreover, others have now come forward to share their alleged chats with Roiland. In one of them, the voice actor asked the user to get a Morty tattoo on her breasts. That's that right there.
Jeez.
Yeah. So anyway, I mean, after a lot of this shit, Adult Swim, they cut
Oh, of
their
course
ties
they
with
did.
Justin Roiland. They did. I
They-
mean, but they said it was mostly
to
because
save
of
their
the
ass,
domestic.
they'd have to.
Oh yeah, they did it because they said they did it because of the domestic abuse charges and pedophilia allegations.
All of it.
Oh yeah. So, new voices coming soon to Rick and Morty near you.
There's a dude on TikTok that does a spot on impression. I
hold
hope he
on.
gets it.
Hold on. What's going on? It's recording.
We're good?
Yep, we are
All right.
back. Sorry about
What did
that.
we leave
Kinda
off on?
froze it for a little bit. We were reading this stuff over here.
Oh, we were
And
talking about
we
the
finished
things
it.
that he's talked about on like people's shows and shit.
Yeah.
I've seen like shorts about it.
So we got that, and we've actually got a podcast right here. There's like a 2-3 minute clip of him on somebody's podcast, saying some really fucking weird shit. So we've got this right here. On the
If
grandma's
I could go back
virginity
and be a
podcast.
4th grade kid right now with what I know, oh my god, I'd be like walking around. I'd be getting laid every fucking day.
Gross.
And it would
Fourth
be
grade.
and it would be legal
Yeah, I
too
thought
because I would be a little kid.
And he's been practicing on a 4th grader now, so he knows how to do
Yeah.
it. Uh
No, she's 22.
huh. She
Oh
does
my
have braces
God.
though.
I love it. I love the braces. It's hot.
Okay. Says anyways. She said she had a nice ass.
I'm
didn't
not a
really-
pedophile.
See the braces. Yeah, I told you to remember that.
Yeah.
Braces. Yeah, the braces are hot. Mm-hmm.
Though, all right? Jesus Christ.
Didn't really want.
I'm not attracted to fucking little kid bodies. I like fucking women body. Look, I'll say, look, a fucking 14-year-old that looks like she's 18 and like big titties and a nice,
yeah.
like, of course I'm
yeah.
attracted to that.
Ooh, yeah.
Ew.
That's why this.
Who the fuck's the oh yeah guy?
I don't know.
What
It's
the
like a, it's like
fuck,
a damn
dude?
yes man.
Oh,
I mean,
if she's 14
can't
but
remember.
looks 18, why are you attracted to 18-year-olds? I mean,
Yeah.
even me now, like I see an 18-year-old and I'm just like,
yeah, it's
God.
still too young. I mean, they're like
Yeah.
literally fresh out of high school. And it just feels fucking wrong. to even
It
think about
does.
that
I
shit.
mean, I feel like it kind of is.
no, it is wrong. I mean, in a way,
I mean, legally 18 you can, but I'm saying
Yeah.
it still is like,
it feels wrong
Wrong.
for us, and it's crazy that a lot of people do that. Like for example, I mean, that's a whole tangent, but Leonardo DiCaprio.
oh yeah, what's him? They say he never dates over 26 or something.
Yeah, over like 25 or 26.
Yeah, but I mean, like I remember watching movies and stuff where like the old dude would like get the fresh 18-year-old new
Yeah,
girl,
it's
but I mean the
disgusting.
actor was never 18 either. But
yeah,
I
but
mean,
still, it's the
like as a
idea of it.
kid, like it's like, oh, look at him go, you know, got him a younger girl, he's doing good. But dude, no, man. Now
know.
it's like, what the fuck?
I know, it's fucking wild.
That, I mean, it's a child, dude. It's still a child. I mean, technically, I mean, we're still young. We're not old, but God, just the maturity difference.
no, the maturity difference is
Here, give me a
big
cup.
thing.
I'll give you some water.
Yeah.
I got some water over here.
It's just insanely different. I mean, it's. I mean, in reality, how old we are now, though, they're
Yeah,
6 years
I know,
younger than we
still.
are. And I mean, that seems. It doesn't seem like it was that long ago when we were
No,
18
time's
and
flying, man.
graduating. But yeah, time is flying. But you think about it, 6 years. I mean, think about it. Okay, think about it in this perspective.
Screen.
It's think about it in this perspective. I know it's not the same, but I mean, because 18 is the legal age. But think about the difference between if we were 18 and we were
That's how I
dating a
always feel about it.
12-year-old.
When I hear of people's age difference, I'm like, I always go to like, man, when you were like legally allowed to drink, she was learning how to draw. It's
Yeah.
like that just seems wrong. Or
especially
you were
Leonardo DiCaprio's.
getting into high school and she wasn't even born yet. Like,
Yeah,
it's
Leonardo
like, what the
DiCaprio's
fuck?
case, that motherfucker was literally in, high top selling movies, like fucking hits, and these chicks were still in their.
He
father's
seems like he
balls.
could do the grooming or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
he is CEO of.
Hopefully, we
grooming.
didn't just call that though.
Call
A
what?
bunch of shit comes out on him next.
Oh shit! Yeah. Well, I don't know.
is he still going on it? Like, there's this whole video just him talking about.
Oh yeah, a
Girl.
little bit. Yeah,
It's
let's
kind of hard.
continue
I
on.
want to know who the hell he's talking with because the guy's like, yeah, oh yeah,
There's also another chick. There's a chick in there too.
Ugh.
She starts saying a little bit of weird shit too, but I don't know. Let's listen to it. Let's see. Oh,
This whole
shit.
Chris Hansen thing, I'm like, fuck you, man. These girls are like, they're fully developed, and they're like, they talking online. I want you to fuck
You
me
mean
and shit.
the girls
What
that
the
old men or
fuck?
women pretend to be to lure the pedophiles into the house?
Yeah, but they would email photos
Uh-huh.
of what they look like,
Uh-huh.
and the ones I saw were like, that girl's fully fucking
Va-va-voom.
developed woman. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
like, come on, back in like, how are we that fucking like as a race? Are we that crazy? Like when we were fucking 100 years ago,
Uh-huh.
it was little 13-year-old girls. If they were built like a woman, they were getting married and having kids.
Uh-huh.
And now we're gonna be all precious
Dude,
about it.
I'm
I
ready
keep
to
using the
end
word
on
pre-
that, man. Nah, that's making me fucking sick. I don't even want to hear that
No,
shit.
it's fucking.
That's
it's
fucked
fucking
up.
weird. I mean, you even think of it like that. It's fucking.
Dude,
wild.
that's disgusting.
It is.
There's a reason why that's not the fucking case anymore.
no. Yeah, exactly. I
Back
mean,
then, they didn't have fucking rules or what do you call it?
they didn't
God,
have
fucking
standards,
decency
or they didn't.
standards. Yeah, this is. Good God.
They didn't factor
Who the
in.
fuck says shit like this and is like, yeah,
I mean, it's.
podcast. Let's post
They
it.
say some
That's-
weird shit on Rick and Morty, and I
I
mean, a lot
know,
of people
but-
say ha ha to it, but yeah, it's different when it's literally the man sitting here on a podcast.
I know
and
it's for
he's sitting there
entertainment
having a
value, but
conversation.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, it's a little. I mean, it's a
Nah.
little different when you're saying it for like an animated show, and it's like, oh, because like the animated character is a fucking creep like that.
Yeah, but I
But-
don't even think they've done like unless they make the guy out to be a villain. Like hell, I think I saw the picture pop up for a half a second. The Jelly Bean character.
Yeah.
Yeah, they killed
Oh, yeah.
him within fucking 4 minutes of him being like that.
Yeah, there was a lot of people on Twitter and whatnot saying like, oh shit, Justin Roiland
There was a
literally.
TikTok. There was a TikTok I saw about that. But
Yeah,
dude,
he's
this is
literally
fucking disgusting.
Mr. Jelly Bean or whatever. the
How
fuck
much
his name
longer
was.
is in this shit?
Oh, that's not long.
Okay, we'll finish it. But man, that's disgusting.
It is disgusting.
Precious today. That's the
We can
word of the
stop.
week.
Which is a movie about a child molesting. if I'm not
Precious.
mistaken,
And you're a
right?
Down syndrome baby.
Yeah, exactly.
So, anyways,
Baby.
I'm not a pedophile though. I do
I'm
follow
a
the law.
pedophile.
Uh-huh.
I wait till they're 18 if I'm ever so lucky as to have the opportunity.
For an 18-year-old.
Yeah,
Oh
of
my
course.
gosh.
A
So
new
lucky.
change for me
But
for
girls don't like me.
2012.
Mhm.
I'm gonna get this really cool car,
Uh huh.
and I'm gonna start hanging out at the high schools.
Nice.
I'm not joking, you.
High five.
Oh,
Right.
Jackie, that reminds me. You still smoking?
No, no, I mean just
Oh.
like here and there.
That was
like,
pretty much the bulk of it, though, in that video right there.
Dude, that
I
was
mean, wild shit to be saying. I mean, I get entertainment purposes. I mean, maybe back then when people were listening to it, they're like, oh, he's just trying to be funny or whatever. But yeah, when all this shit starts coming out about what he's doing in the background or what he's doing, you know, to all these other underage women, it's just fucking. You can kind of tell there's a lot of truth to it. So
Yeah.
there's that. But newest update to it is we have here
He got dismissed. Oh, just
the,
for the
the
domestic
domestic
violence.
violence charges were dismissed for Rick and Morty creator Slam's horrible lies reported about me. So I mean, he responded to it because you know his case was dismissed. I don't know exactly. There's not a lot of details that's out about it, but you know that was dismissed at least. And you know, Roiland took to social media to respond to the drop charges, writing in a statement that he is thankful the case has been dismissed. And here we can actually go down here and read it. He says justice, and then here's his response to it. I have always known that these claims were false, and I never had any doubt that this day would come. I'm thankful that this case has been dismissed, but at the same time, I'm still deeply shaken by the horrible lies that were reported about me during this process. Most of all, I'm disappointed that so many people were so quick to judge without knowing the facts, based solely on the word of an embittered ex trying to bypass due process and have me canceled. That I may have succeeded, even partially, is shameful. However, now that the legal case has ended, I'm determined to move forward and focus both on my creative projects and restoring my good name. But I mean, you see what's wrong with this. He's responding to just the case, the domestic violence cases. And he's thinking, and he's pretty much saying, "Oh yeah, I've won. Y'all are so wrong for fucking judging me for this."
Yeah, that's just the
And he's
domestic
only-
violence. It has nothing to do with the rest of any of this.
Yeah,
Which,
all
God
this-
forbid, he actually did something to
and
an
he's
underage
never
girl.
addressed that
Then
either.
he's
He's just
under the
kind of
jail.
like he's just kind of throwing it under the rug, and kind of trying to just fucking bury it. So I mean, yeah, he's only addressing, the domestic violence cases and false imprisonment or whatever, and it's fucking crazy that
When
he
did
just
this
thinks
come
that
out?
this was March 22nd, 2023.
Oh, so very recent.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
he got dismissed about that pretty quick. I wonder
Oh,
if he
yeah.
just settled out of court.
I don't know.
That
I don't know.
normally happens
There are a lot of
before it
details
gets there, though.
Yeah, a lot of details haven't been put out about it, but this is pretty much all we've got so far. But yeah, it's kind of sick to fucking think that he's sitting here going to, because I mean, a lot of people that were very close to him, other creators and whatnot, they heard all this and they kind of stood with the victims, and didn't stand by his side, and
That shows something right there. If
that's kind of what he's talking about, is the people who, were quick to judge without knowing the facts. That's really who he's talking about. But I mean, all you're addressing is
Well, probably
domestic
that he
violence
got-
charges. You're not talking about all of the underage women that you're talking to, even though you may be drunk or on drugs or whatever. It's still
Sickening.
legitimate. It's sickening, and it's all legitimate, and you're just kind of trying to throw it to the side and bury it and not address it. And all of that is still valid controversies, or whatever you want to say it is.
Jesus.
But yeah, go back to the beginning of this whole conversation. Yeah,
Yeah, his career's dead.
Career is
Let's talk about porn
fucking dead.
stars or something. This sucks. This was
No.
kind of.
I think we're pretty much done. I think we're pretty much done for the night. We'll end off here. We have been going for a while. So I feel like this is a good stopping point, though. We'll stop at this. Really good conversation at the beginning. Anyways, Justin Roiland's a sick fuck. And
double
it'd be kind of hard to watch Rick and Morty and not think of it like,
Yeah.
hear this guy's voice. And
Hopefully they find a good replacement. Like
Oh,
I said,
yeah.
that guy on TikTok, he's awesome. I'll try to get one of them to you. But he does a spot on impression, which
And I think,
if you know, comment.
I think you. My bad. But I've heard about him. I think I know exactly who you're talking about. And there was actually a whole video that Justin Roiland did before all this came out.
I saw
and
that.
he
That was the one I was gonna send you. I
yeah.
think I liked it where he's like, "Oh man,
This
that
guy's,
dude's
like,
vocal
scary
cords and mine
fucking
are like the
close."
exact same. Like even
Yeah.
if we said the same thing and you put them side by side, I probably couldn't tell you which one was me." And it's
Yeah.
like, well, that's your
No-
guy then.
Nobody knows exactly who's going to be replacing him.
They'll do
but
Arnold.
I mean,
What if they
Justin-
did Arnold Schwarzenegger? Dude, that'd be funny.
no. I mean, it would be-
Morty.
get to the chopper. I think that was Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes, it was.
Schwarzenegger.
Get to the car.
Yeah, get to the car. But I mean, I don't think it's gonna be him. I
Get
think
to
it's actually.
Napolitan.
I have a deep feeling it's gonna be that guy from TikTok,
I hope
because
it
I mean,
is,
he
man.
literally Justin
It would
Roiland did a
be-
whole video where he reviewed a lot of people's impressions of his voice, and that guy specifically, he was like,
stood out. He's like,
me and
"Whoa."
him are
Ow.
literally like it's scary fucking close.
Well, shit,
And-
man.
But anyways,
Deuces.
all right, man.
Till next time.
Good episode.
Episode
Till next
6.
time. Next week, we'll see
Well,
you
this is
again.
5.
Episode
Next one.
6.
All right.
This one was a slammer. Y'all have a good night. Like and subscribe if you're to this point.